Hello everybody. So I wanted to make or do something different. This is going to be raw and unfiltered and no editing whatsoever. This is pretty much going to be my take on a Cedar Point roller coaster tier list. So let's get started. Um, Went to Cedar Point 2 weeks ago. I usually go once a year. I'm actually going in October, so I'm going twice this year, and I've never got around to doing something like this, so I figured why not. So we'll start with number 17 because I'm not counting both Geminis as their separate credits. So number 17, not applicable, Wilderness Run. I've never been on it before because I've never had a kid to go on it with, and because I have no kids. But yeah, the hill, the going downhill is about as tall as like a speed bump in my local town. So I can't say that it would be too insane. Um, oh, and also based off of my specific criteria, I'm not necessarily, I won't claim to be a roller coaster enthusiast. I do love roller coasters. And if it were up to me, I would travel to other areas and go on roller coasters just to get the credits. But I feel like I'm in the middle of like a roller coaster enthusiast and like a normal person that goes to a theme park. I'm in the middle of both because I will maximize things and go to the right places at the right times to maximize getting rides. But I also like to go and enjoy myself too and not like be like a complete crackhead the whole time. So I'm like in the middle of both. But yeah, number 16, Woodstock Express. I mean, it's got a surprising amount of intensity for a little kid ride, I will say. But I mean, it's a kid's ride. That's not really much to say. Number 15, Cedar Creek Mine Ride. Honestly, I was thinking about putting this at 16 and putting Woodstock Express above it. Sometimes I feel like Woodstock Express has more intensity than the mine ride. Literally, the only intensity you get from the mine ride is the drop that finally happens, and then that helix turn at the very very end, right before the station, and that's really it. But yeah, that's right. My criteria is based off of speed and intensity, ejector airtime, floater airtime, and believe it or not, how much the ride beats you up and feels like it's gonna fall apart. Like I can appreciate rides that are smooth, buttery smooth, but I kind of like to get destroyed and beat up. And I will say, I am not an enthusiast once again, but if you know how to ride a ride, they aren't as bad as what people say they are. And as a non enthusiast, like super enthusiast, as a half enthusiast, some of these rides, I just know how to ride them and they're not bad like how everyone says they are. So, number 14, Corkscrew. I mean, Corkscrew has a bad rep. Um, I know how to ride the Corkscrew where I don't have a headache after. I don't really have any issues after. The only reason why it's this low is because of how short it is. And it's just, it's short, but I don't get destroyed or anything in a bad way. So, yeah. 13, Rougarou. So these next few are going to have something in common. One thing I'm not the biggest fan of with roller coasters is stalling. You know how when you go like on a loop and sometimes it stalls, or you go on a turn and it like stalls? That's cool. I can appreciate that, but that's not my favorite element of roller coasters. Rougarou has a lot of that. I will say Rougarou doesn't beat me up in a bad way. Once again, I know how to ride Rougarou, and it does not beat me up in a bad way. It's just the stalling that it has that I'm just not the biggest fan of. Number 12, Valravn, same thing. I mean, Valravn is intimidating. It's the third tallest roller coaster in the park. It gets that credit too, but it's got a lot of those stalls that are just like, yeah, it was fun, but it's just like it goes fast and then it goes into a stall, and then it's a little fast and it goes into a stall. And Rougarou has that. Valravn has that, and I appreciate it, but it's not my favorite element. Number 11, Gatekeeper. I mean, it was between Valravn and Gatekeeper for 11 and 12. I think I like Gatekeeper a little bit more. It just feels a little bit more intense and like a roller coaster and less like a go and stall type, like how Rougarou and Valravn feel like. And Gatekeeper also gets smaller lines than Valravn, which also affects my listing for it as well. Now we've got the top 10. Number 10, Iron Dragon. Yeah, that one's probably a little bit controversial for most people. They would probably put Gatekeeper, Valravn, possibly even Rougarou ahead of Iron Dragon. I think Iron Dragon deserves a decent placing in this park, not based of how intense it is, because it's not that crazy intense, except for like the second half is semi-intense. I think that Iron Dragon has a mixture of good location, good theming. It never has very long lines, and it's probably the best starter roller coaster in the park. So, and it's fun. It's decently fun, and it doesn't super beat you up in a bad way. So, you couple all those things together, and you could trade off high lift hills and very high intensity for a good all-around roller coaster, and that's why Iron Dragon is number 10 for me. Number 9, Blue Streak. Yes, I know some people will be like, wow, Blue Streak's pretty high up there. Well, I said earlier that I'm a fan of the ride feeling like it's going to fall apart. I'm a fan of like getting beat up in the positive ways, right? Blue Streak feels like it's beating me up in a good way, not in a bad way. And plus, Blue Streak has really fun airtime with the hills as well. So Blue Streak earns its spot for me. Number 8, Gemini. Similar to Blue Streak, except it's way more smooth, which is cool, but it just feels like it's a higher upgraded version of Blue Streak, so I like it more. Plus the racing elements are really fun. It really adds to the experience when you have two trains going on with Gemini. Number 7, Raptor. Huge fan of Raptor. Actually, what's crazy is Raptor's not the biggest or tallest ride there, but you know that feeling you get in your stomach when you're going down the hill, that wonderful feeling? For whatever reason, Raptor gives me that feeling stronger than any other ride in the park. It's really weird, hard to explain. And Raptor, unlike its other B&Ms like Gatekeeper, Valravn, and Rougarou, Raptor keeps its intensity and doesn't slow down for a lot of those like twists and turns. It keeps its intensity, and I love that. I love feeling like I'm just getting thrown all over the place on the Raptor. So, yeah. Number 6, Top Thrill 2. People might have this higher on lists. Top Thrill 2, for its very long wait, it is better now than the Top Thrill Dragster was for its very short ride time. And it is very intense. Top Thrill 2, that backwards spike, going backwards at 101 miles per hour is insane. But, you know, it's just solid. It's higher than all the others, but I don't put it at the highest it could possibly be. It's really good. It's fun. It's very intimidating. It adds to the experience. Not really much to say about it. Number 5, top 5, we got Millennium Force. I mean, Millennium Force is in the same vein as Top Thrill 2 for me. It's good. It's very good. It's not forceless, like how some people say. It's got some decent airtime moments in it. It's really the drop and like that theming, that song that plays, do 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 do. Like when you're going up the lift hill, you realizing, regretting your life decisions and choices as you're going up the lift. Like Millennium Force has all of that, and it adds to the experience. Plus, it's got one airtime hill that's taller than a lot of rides. First drop as well. Like it's just an intimidating ride that adds to the experience for Millennium Force, for sure. Number 4, Sirens Curse. I like Sirens Curse a lot. That tilt is really, really awesome. I love the theming. I love the heavy metal music that plays while it's going. Sirens Curse is good. I like the constant speediness. It doesn't feel like it's slowing down. It feels like it's throwing you around, but in a buttery smooth way. So while, you know, I don't mind getting thrown around in a crazy way, it still throws you around in a good way, and I enjoy it. And Altogether, it's good. Number 3, probably the most polarizing one. I have Magnum at number 3. Magnum was my dad's favorite roller coaster for a long time, and I really liked it too back then. Um, Obviously, for the Cedar Point peeps that are watching this, you know what number 2 and number 1 are going to be probably, but I like Magnum's ejector airtime. I like that it feels like Magnum is beating you to a pulp. I know how to ride Magnum. When they're putting the lap bar, you lift your knees, and boom. Now you're not going to have destroyed thighs at the end. So if there's any peeps watching this, take that into account. And it adds to the ejector airtime experience. It literally feels like you're going to get thrown out of your seat. I love it. Magnum deserves a spot in the top 3 always for me, unless they make a new roller coaster completely. Magnum's going to be there for me. I'm one of those people, the polarizing people that likes the Magnum, because it's either you like it or you hate it. Number 2, Maverick. For a long time, Maverick was my favorite ride. Back when I used to go several years ago, obviously we already know what number 1 is, but Maverick is like Sirens Curse, but like on crack. Like, you're trading out that tilt element for constant speed, constant whippy turns, constant just high speed, no let up. By the end of it, you are feeling like you are breathless. And it's great. It's got the second launch too, where if you take someone that's never been on it before and you're like, oh geez, that was fun, right? And then they're like, yeah, and then the second launch happens, and then it's fun. It's all great. Maverick is very intense. Perfect for me. Feels like it's throwing you all over the place too. Once again, perfect for me. And number 1, Steel Vengeance. I mean, it's got more airtime. It's got more recorded airtime in seconds than any roller coaster in the world. And I love the airtime. Like I said, I'm a fan of all types of airtime. Ejector, floater, sideways airtime. The Steel Vengeance has all of that. And literally it has all 3 different types of airtimes in it. It's as long as the Mean Streak was back in the day, except jam-packed RMC deciding that they were going to make it insane. And I haven't ridden many different roller coasters in my life. The only roller coasters I've ridden are on Cedar Point and Six Flags Great America in Gurney. And without a shadow of a doubt, Steel Vengeance is my favorite roller coaster, and I see a lot of lists of people saying it's their favorite roller coaster in general, comparatively to all of the roller coasters in the world. So, I mean, for now, at least on my Cedar Point tier list, Steel Vengeance is handedly number 1. It just never ends. By the second half, after this, the break run, I'm always screaming out, "It just doesn't end! It doesn't end!" And I don't want it to. It's great. So yeah, hopefully you guys found this insightful in some type of way. Yeah, this was a in-between enthusiast / normal person's tier list of the Cedar Point roller coasters, and I guess let me know what y'all think. You know, if any peeps from Cedar Point that regularly go or enthusiasts happen to see this video, shoot me a comment or something and let me know what you think of the list. I would say it's probably a pretty normal list for the most part. A couple of polarizing choices, I know, trust me, I know they are. But yeah, thank you. See you later.